sorry, sir. He broke through the security cordon downstairs.
Only because they wouldn't let me up without an appointment. But how does a regular guy get an appointment with the mayor anyway? Haywood, Dr. Nate Haywood. I'm here to talk about Sarah Lance Ray Palmer and the rest of the legends. I think they're all in trouble. Thank you for not having me arrested back there. Those security guards really overreact. You know, one of them tried to mace me.
Dr. Haywood, I only agreed to give you 5 minutes, which was 3 minutes ago, because Ray and Sarah are friends of mine. But I don't know the first thing about any legends.
Of course you do, because you're the Green Arrow.
Excuse me? We're done here.
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drop a bomb on you like that. It's just, I've exhausted all my normal avenues, and you're the only person left who won't think I'm crazy.
You sure about that?
I'm a historian. I specialize in deductive historical reconstruction. In layman's terms, I'm a time detective, which I really don't have to be to look at a calendar to see 1 week after you came to this city, Robin Hood showed up.
You said that Sarah and Ray are...
traveling throughout time with the other legends. Legends is what they call themselves. Now, for the past 6 months, I've been noticing subtle changes to history, almost imperceptible. Actually, if it wasn't for a friend of mine who's a quantum physicist, I wouldn't have been able to detect the subliminal alteration. The point being, I think your friends are responsible. You're looking at me like you want evidence. Evidence, okay. An illuminated manuscript from 1216 depicting a knight. Looks a lot like your friend Dr. Palmer. Same nose and chin. Erratic text describing a woman in white with a bow staff. Hieroglyphic from Mesopotamia depicting an albeit crude ship that flies through the air and disappears.
Let's skip to the part where they're in trouble.
UFO sighting New York City, 1942. Multiple witnesses report a flying machine diving into the Atlantic, which matches not only the Mesopotamian hieroglyphics,
The part where they're in trouble.
contemporaneous with the sighting were multiple reports of an underwater detonation of an atomic bomb. Now, the government has denied this.
You said 1942. That's 3 years
Before the atomic bomb was supposedly invented, yes. I told you history was changing.
Dr. Haywood, if the legend ship met an A-bomb, they're not in trouble. They're dead.
We're closing in on your coordinates, Dr. Haywood. Are you seeing the sonar readings of the seafloor? Either that's a really weird-looking rock formation, or the wreckage of a time ship. If the legends went down with the ship, where are the bodies? Ship's keeping him in stasis. How do you know that?
My name is Honor Queen, and my preference is to not break your arm. So I want you to calm down and tell us what happened to your team.
You wouldn't believe me even if I told you. All I remember is being knocked out by that skinny little Englishman. Very embarrassing.
I know that Sarah told her father she was leaving to protect history.
Why? Why does history need protecting?
Because the idiots who were protecting it, the Time Masters, were blown up.
So you and the legends took over.
Chasing down time criminals and fixing the parts of history they screwed up. Aberrations, the captain called them. We were chasing them for about 6 months without a problem. Well, the occasional problem. I knew we were all in trouble when Rip made us put on blouses just to save the King of France. I looked like an idiot.
Rather like the style of Les Mousquetaires de la Garde.
You would.
Could we concentrate, please? King Louis XIII is scheduled to meet an untimely end at the hand of Cardinal Richelieu's men at any moment.
Roger that. I have eyes on the king.
Whatever you do, do not let him out of your sight.
But if today's when he's supposed to, with the queen,
Raymond, without that consummation, there will be no Louis XIV, no Sun King, and no Golden Age of France. Which means, by extension, no Madame Curie, no Louis Pasteur.
Yeah, I get it. History will be totally screwed. But I don't have to be there for the actual, consummation, do I?
It's beautiful, Your Grace.
As is yours. Who gave it to you?
My sister.
You speak of her as if she is gone. I hate to see a lady so beautiful, so sad.
Your husband.
Enjoys the company of his male courtiers. Why should I be denied a similar pleasures?
Sarah, I need to know that the Queen is secure.
In the meantime, I believe I've identified our assassins, and I'd wager those aren't just swords on their hips.
Yes, that would explain the aberration.
My love, there is no need for you to knock.
Sorry to spoil the mood!
Where the hell, Sarah?
Everyone back to the ship! That's easier said than done. Gray, meet me on the north side of the house. It's actually a chateau. What's your plan? Oh, you've got to be kidding. Oh, bloody hell. That was the last assassin. What did we say about using powers and future tech, Dr. Palmer? Well, yeah, but they started it.
Now look at me. I left my gun on the ship like a good little Boy Scout.
What's going on? Who are you people?
I believe the Queen is waiting for you in her bedroom.
And I bet she's all warmed up for you.
Shut your mouth, Jax, or we'll cut your eyes out and feed them to you.
I believe our work here is done.
Wait, how'd you go from the court of Louis XIII to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean?
You said you wanted to hear the full story.
We do, just some of us have lives that we'd like to get back to.
We got ourselves in trouble by visiting a time we were told not to.
1942? Who told you not to go to 1942?
Some guy in the hood named Rex Tyler said if we set foot in 1942, we'd be all screwed, and then he just vanished.
Okay, if he told you not to go to 1942, then why'd you go?
Put another successful mission down in the books. Where are we off to next? Gideon and I have calculated a 96% likelihood of another aberration in Bhopal, 1912.
Why can't it be Aruba, 2016?
For real, we've been going nonstop for the past 6 months.
Nobody wants to address the fact that Cardinal Richelieu's men were armed with laser guns?
Clearly provided to them by a time pirate or some such.
Gray's right. We need to find out who, so...
You can get another chance of destroying the very history that you're supposed to be protecting?
I know I forgot something. The part where Rip tells us everything that we did wrong.
As in seducing the Queen of France just before she's supposed to conceive the country's greatest hope for the future.
She seduced me.
Or wrong as in violating our policy of not using superpowers in front of people.
They had laser guns.
At least I didn't screw up this time. Stealing's not screwing up.
Another successful mission, Captain.
Yes, well, it seems I don't share our team's definition of success. But let's see if our labours came to a certain fruition, shall we?
Well, that was fun.
I'm in the mood for a lecture, Sarah.
Too tired from dishing them out?
Replacing the Time Masters is an enormous responsibility, Sarah, and one which I fear our team is ill-equipped.
Gideon, are we under attack?
Negative. That was a shockwave generated by a timequake.
A what?
A disturbance in the temporal zone caused by an unusually large aberration.
You never mentioned a timequake before.
Never experienced one before. Gideon?
The shockwave's point of origin was New York City, 1942.
That's not possible.
Wait, what was impossible?
What?
You said you and the Legends discovered an aberration in 1942. What was it?
My guess is it involved Nazis.
You could say that. The Krauts nuked New York City in 1942.
Someone just blew up New York.
During World War II. I think we can all guess who that someone is.
Nazis. I hate Nazis.
Aided by some sort of time-traveling ally, obviously.
Wait, does that mean the Allied forces lost the war?
In which case, why aren't we speaking German right now?
Because we're in the temporal zone.
And because it takes time for the consequences of an aberration, even one as cataclysmic as this one, to ripple throughout time.
So how much time do we have to stop it?
Isn't travelling to that particular time precisely what Rex Tyler told us not to do?
Well, what's the alternative? We let New York blow up?
It's not like there are time masters left to stop it. His Lance is right. We are history's last line of defense.
I like the sound of that.
I'd rather die than speak German.
best case scenario. But let's assume that Mr. Tyler is wrong and we all end up not dying in 1942. What if, in endeavoring to save New York, we make things worse?
What could be worse than a genocidal fascist nuclear-armed superpower?
Relax, Captain. We got this. Gideon, I need you to pull up everything you can on the target in 1942.
I assume that by target you mean Damien Dark.
You are finally getting the hang of this whole revenge thing. All right, so we know that he was alive during 1942, so we just need to know where he is.
According to a 1942 FBI file, the target was spotted here.
Hope I'm not interrupting.
No, just reading up on 1942.
Been spending a lot of time down here lately. Alone.
Am I not allowed in the library?
You just never struck me as a bookworm. I'm just making sure that you're not holding on to anything. I know a thing or two about grief, so if you ever want to talk about Laurel.
Then I know where to find you. Thank you.
Ms. Lance, any luck pinpointing the epicenter of the temporal aberration?
No.
Perhaps these news reports will prove useful.
Oh, that's good news. Even though we get nuked, we still win the war.
Look at the date, Dr. Palmer.
In this version of history, World War II lasts 2 more years.
It claims 12 million more lives.
Including Albert Einstein.
Actually, Einstein went missing just prior to the attack on New York.
Wait. Perhaps these two events aren't merely coincidental. Think about it. A Nobel Prize-winning physicist goes missing.
And miraculously, the Germans get the bomb 3 years ahead of us.
They must have kidnapped Einstein, forced him to build them an A-bomb, which means the only way for us to fix the aberration
is for us to kidnap him first.
Yes.
Gideon, please chart a course for New York City, 1942.
Oh my God. I can't believe I'm going to meet Albert Einstein.
I can't believe you're making me stay on the ship.
I'm asking you to stay on the ship, Mr. Jackson.
While the rest of you get to have all the fun battling nonsense.
You're the only one that I trust to give the time drive a long overdue tune-up.
And build the time library, and modify the bridge, and half the other 100 things you've been getting me to do.
All right, give me your tools then.
What?
Pack up your tools and give them to me.
Why would I do that?
Well, I'm going to give them to Mr. Rory, see if he wants to be the ship's mechanic.
You see, that's not funny.
Quite right. Because in the event that we can't stop this nuclear explosion, a fully functioning time drive is going to come in handy.
So how do we find Einstein in a city of 7 million people?
Oh, we just look for the physicist with the crazy white hair. I mean, the other one.
According to Gideon, there's a cocktail party at Columbia this evening.
Cocktail party. Means booze. Where is it?
Columbia. Why does no one ever listen to me?
Hey, where are you going?
I have a grandfather that's in the FBI. I figured I'd check in case we need backup.
Oh, good plan.
Hi. Where do you think you're going?
Follow Sarah, in case she needs backup.
Oh, God.
Take me to Conway and Fifth.
Oh, jeez.
Never been to a nerd party before.
You mean a physics symposium?
Nerd party.
And keep your eyes open. We're sure to be in the company of German spies.
That's him.
Good evening, ladies.
The greatest mind the world has ever known.
I am merely demonstrating Newton's third law. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
I like him. He's a pig.
I just found our spies.
Then?
Notice their uniforms. Stitching on their lapels. It's exquisite.
You mean to say fake?
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. Surprise.
How long have you been following me?
How long have you been following Dark?
Shut your mouth, Ray. We got company.
Guten Abend, meine Herren.
Who's speaking?
German.
extraction team is on the move. Let me talk. I speak physicist. Oh, Herr Professor, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Who are you? My colleague and I were just having a rather spirited debate about your theory of relativity. Perhaps you can help us settle it.
I was this close to getting them both to come back to my room.
Well, what about your wife?
The one who died or the one who divorced me 30 years ago?
Wir danken Ihnen, Herr Dark.
Danken Sie mir noch nicht. Das Uranium ist wertlos.
Ohne das notwendige Wissen, es waffenfähig zu machen. Meine Männer arbeiten bereits an der nächsten Phase.
Sehr gut.
You don't have to speak German to know what uranium means.
So what?
Even Einstein can't build a bomb without fuel. Dark must be the one supplying the Nazis.
Damien Dark murdered my sister in 2016. If I take him out here in 1942...
You save her.
I've been waiting 6 months to get this son of a bitch.
You're gonna have to wait a little while longer. We gotta let him go. Until we get our hands on the uranium he's selling, New York City is hanging in the balance.
I really hate you sometimes, Ray.
What do you think you're doing? We have to get you out of here. Your life is in danger.
This is why I never travel without my security detail.
Help! I'm being kidnapped! You might not look like it, but we're the good guys. Why should I believe that you are really a physicist? Because for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
So how'd it go with Einstein?
Depends on who you ask. Apparently, Professor has one hell of a right hook.
Seriously? Gray punched him out?
Yeah, he's sleeping it off in the brig.
So can we get the hell out of 1942 now?
Looks like. Gideon.
I'm afraid not, Miss Lance.
But without Einstein's help, the Nazis...
Still managed to destroy New York City with an atomic blast. The historical aberration remains unchanged.
How is that possible?
The Nazis must have gotten the bomb from someone other than Einstein.
Guten Morgen.
What is this, some sort of prison? What am I doing in here?
Good question.
I'm sorry, I never had the opportunity to introduce myself. I'm Professor Martin Stein, just like Einstein, minus the Ein. There's just so much I'd like to discuss with you, such as your paper on unified field theory.
I have not yet published my paper on unified field theory. Who are you? Why have you abducted me?
The guys at the party wanted you to make an atomic bomb for the Führer.
No. Not even a man as mad as Adolf Hitler would want to create such a terrible weapon.
You yourself once said that two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity.
And you are living proof of the latter.
He just called you stupid.
Now open this door and let me out!
We will, soon, I promise. We saved you from the Nazis. The least you could do is help us save New York.
From what? From some theoretical attack? Some eventuality that not even I could have predicted? The only way you... Mein Gott. Ihr seid Zeitreisende.
Yes, obviously, you know.
I deduced it, Herr Doctor.
Perhaps you could deduce how the Germans managed to create a nuclear bomb.
Atomic.
When you are the only man on Earth capable of performing such a feat.
Yeah, that is correct. I am the only man.
Wait a minute. You saying there's some lady out there that can make an atomic bomb?
Wunderbar. Why am I talking to him when you are clearly the brains of the operation?
Your ex-wife is also a physicist.
Without Mileva's help, I would still be working as a patent clerk in Vienna.
So, while we were busy safeguarding Professor Einstein...
The Nazis were busy kidnapping his ex.
Her name is Mileva Marek. She's a fellow nuclear physicist.
Who, let me guess, had no one guarding her.
Yes, Einstein's collaborations with Ms. Marek were a closely guarded secret between the two of them.
A secret that the Germans apparently knew. So, unless we can determine where they're keeping her while she manufactures their bomb...
If I had to guess, I'd say she's with Damien Dark's uranium.
Damien Dark, as in...
The man who murdered your sister.
Well, how is Damien Dark even alive in 1942?
Thanks to the Lazarus pit, he hardly ages. Sarah's kind of an expert on Damien Dark.
Drop it, Ray.
I'm sorry. But while you were all saving Einstein, Sarah was off on her own secret side mission to kill Laurel's killer in the past.
And I suppose you never thought about saving your fiancé.
Yeah, of course I did, but I never did it because it's against the rules.
What rules? We're not time masters. There are no rules.
Well, if there were, there'd certainly be one about lying to your team.
Listen to yourself. Look, we get it. You're perfect. Always the Boy Scout, aren't you, Raymond?
Yeah, well, I can say the same thing about you being an assassin.
Well, if we're being honest, then let me get something off of my chest.
Let's all just take a deep breath, shall we?
You think that you're such a big hero, Ray? Without that fancy suit, you're nothing but a self-righteous rich guy.
maybe you're right. But without my suit, there's no way of finding Einstein's ex-wife, or Damien Dark for that matter.
Sorry, what are you saying?
That anyone who spends a lot of time around uranium, in this case Damien Dark, picks up trace amounts of radiation, which my suit can track.
And lead us straight to the Nazis' nuclear bomb.
Beautiful work, Mileva. Dr. Einstein should never have let you get away.
I did what you want. Now let me go.
Actually, we still have need of you. This thing didn't exactly come with an owner's manual. Get her and the bomb on board.
We can't allow them to get that bomb on board.
What about Mileva?
Don't worry, Doctor. We'll be sure to keep her safe. But we must secure the nuclear bomb.
Atomic.
About to be placed aboard a Nazi submarine. This is no time for subtlety.
Agreed.
Let's make sure we all follow the plan.
Let's just get this done.
Step away from the lady in the bomb. Final warning. Shell! Certainty!
I love roasting Nazis.
My God.
We need to get Miss Marek to safety. Sarah! Get down.
Interesting technique. League of Assassins, am I right?
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Long time for what?
To kill you.
Try to, you mean.
Dr. Palmer, let's take precautions.
And disable the bomb? Already on it.
Guys, no problem here. Suit's not as radiation proof as I thought.
Sarah! Fall back!
Guys, actually a big problem.
Haircut, look out! Look out! Fall back! Sarah!
Mr. Rory is injured. Dr. Palmer is incapacitated. We need to fall back now.
Firestorm, cover Dr. Palmer and Sarah.
Okay, Mick's on the mend, and Einstein and his ex are safe and sound with the security detail.
Thank you, Jax.
But the Nazis still have the nuke. What are we doing leaving New York?
Because the Nazis still have a nuke, which we saw being loaded onto a U-boat.
They're gonna hit New York from underwater.
Yeah, I'm tracking the uranium signature recorded by Dr. Palmer's suit. But before we engage the Nazis, I need you to make these modifications.
Really? Is now the time for me to be playing mechanic?
Look, I know that you consider the chores that I've been assigning you to be a waste of time, Jefferson, but believe me, they're more than just an exercise. What's the subliminal variance of the quantum manifold?
2 microns.
And if one wanted to divert power from the axial array?
Can't be done. You'd have to go through the Clavian adjunct.
Mm-hmm.
All of the stuff you've been having me do. You've been teaching me about the wave rider.
I'm a time traveler, Jefferson. I spend most of my time thinking about the future, specifically my own. And it occurs to me that that future might not involve me being aboard this ship, and I need someone to know its secrets in my absence.
Nice try, dude. But you're not quitting on us. What's the time scatter?
A last-ditch option, and one that I pray we will never have to use.
We going swimming or something?
I'm tracking the Nazi U-boat.
Where is it now?
It's close.
Die lange dauert es noch, bis die Bombe am Torpedo angebracht ist.
Weniger als 1 Minute.
Tipp sie mal knall!
They've knocked out our telemetry, Captain.
What's going on?
As you can see, the Wave Rider is ill suited for underwater combat.
I'm trying to bypass a tertiary subsystem, Ray.
Make it fast, haircut.
Yes! Is the weapon ready?
Yes, head down.
Fire!
What was that?
They're not firing on us.
It's the nuclear bomb.
Atomic.
Whatever it is, we gotta stop it. I fear that there is only one way to do that.
Okay, I don't know what you wanted me to do, but I did it.
Excellent work, Jax.
What's going on?
I am piloting us on a collision course with the torpedo. Now, with any luck, it will hit us before New York City.
How's that lucky?
Can the Wave Rider handle the blast?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Which is why I'm doing this.
Where is everybody?
The appropriate question is when. Over the last few months, I've implemented a safeguard in case of a catastrophe. A high burst of temporal energy has scattered our team throughout history.
I knew you never liked me.
I'm afraid, injured as you are, you wouldn't survive the rigors of time travel, which is why I'm doing this. Gideon, how much time do we have?
30 seconds, Captain.
Gideon.
I'm here, Captain.
Yeah, you always are.
Okay, there's just one question that you haven't answered.
Where's Captain Hunter?
I don't know. Must have time scattered himself like the rest of them. Guess I gotta play hero and find them.
Do you even think this ship still flies?
I don't see why not. Fridge works.
I don't have time to time travel, but if your team is stuck in history, who better to help find them than a historian?
This guy.
Without Dr. Haywood, you'd still be in stasis.
Ah, good point. Library, this way.
Hey, time out. This was supposed to be a salvage mission. Who are you kidding? You've been waiting your whole life for a chance like this.
Well, I did some digging, but I think I finally got a lead on Ray Palmer. Are you sure you know how to fly this thing?
Let's find out.
Maybe you should slow down.
Maybe you should shut up and strap in.
I can't believe this. We're about to travel through time.
Did I tell you about the side effects?
Side effects!
How'd you find me?
I didn't. Pretty did.
Is he okay?
Side effects of time travel.
Speaking of, you're never gonna believe where the rest of your team ended up.
This festival is boring. Bring me my wizards!
Alish, how may we entertain you?
Do you wish to gaze into my magic mirror, Your Majesty?
I grow bored of your tricks. Off with their heads!
What, you little brat?
This is incredible.
An actual medieval execution? I never imagined I'd see this with my own eyes. Who's that?
The new guy.
New guy! Dr. Hayward, I heard so much about you.
Hey, how about we get to know each other better on the ship?
But first we have to find Sarah. Vile witch! You have corrupted the women of our village!
In my defense, they were happily corrupted.
Hang the witch! Hang the witch! Hang the witch! Hang the witch! You must be Sarah Lance. Whoa, it's okay. He's with us.
Hey.
Is she always this violent?
I'm
sorry, but so far I haven't been able to detect any historical alteration that would indicate Mr. Hunter was stranded in time.
Why don't we ask Gideon where he is?
Who's Gideon?
Greetings, Dr. Hayward. I am the ship's artificial consciousness.
Gideon, we need you to tell us where Rip is.
I'm afraid I have no idea, but I would be happy to play his final message for you all.
Final message?
Sorry for stranding you all throughout history, but it was the only way to save you. You know what they say? Captain must never abandon his ship. Well, neither shall I abandon hope of seeing you all again someday. Somewhere in time. As flawed and unruly as you are individually, together you are the best crew, the best team a captain could ever hope for. So, stick together. And remember, history is yours now, my dear legends. Good luck.
So, what do we do now?
We drink.
It's not like we're exactly time masters, even with Rip.
But I think he knew that one day we might have to do this without him.
And we all heard his message. He wanted us to keep going.
We have to keep going. There's a rogue time traveler out there somewhere.
Yeah, time nemesis whose idea of fun is helping Damien Dark and the Nazis blow up New York City.
What's to stop them from going back in time and kidnapping Einstein and his ex-wife again?
We can't be everywhere at once.
But you can safeguard the Einsteins.
Safeguard the Einsteins. How?
By making one slight alteration to...
Final message for you all.
Final message?
Sorry for stranding you all throughout history, but it was the only way to save you. You know what they say? Captain must never abandon his ship. Well, neither shall I abandon hope of seeing you all again someday. Somewhere in time. As flawed and unruly as you are individually, together you are the best crew, the best team a captain could ever hope for. So, stick together. And remember, history is yours now, my dear legends. Good luck.
So, what do we do now?
We drink.
It's not like we're exactly time masters, even with Rip.
But I think he knew that one day we might have to do this without him.
And we all heard his message. He wanted us to keep going.
We have to keep going. There's a rogue time traveler out there somewhere.
Yeah, time nemesis whose idea of fun is helping Damien Dark and the Nazis blow up New York City.
What's to stop them from going back in time and kidnapping Einstein and his ex-wife again?
We can't be everywhere at once.
But you can safeguard the Einsteins.
Safeguard the Einsteins. How?
By making one slight alteration to...